everyone. It is a good morning. It rained really, really hard last night. A lot of the blooms came off the trees. But today I want to talk about when your parents have passed and you had a good upbringing. This is for people who had good parents. I didn't know I had good parents until I guess I was in my mid-40s, and all of a sudden you realize why they did the things they did. But since both of my parents are gone, I swear to God that they have, I shouldn't swear, but they've inhabited my body, okay? See if you can understand this. I will get these subtle inferences, I think that's the word, where I'm thinking, okay, how would I do it? And then I go, oh, my mother would do that different. My mother was the most compassionate person I've ever met. Even though she didn't have much, she was always there to help others who were less fortunate or who were sick. And her grandchildren and great-grandchildren were everything to her. So when I am dealing with my grandnieces or nephews, all of a sudden I'll get these subtle thoughts coming through my head, and it will tell me to do something that's out of my character, but it's within my mother's character. Also, my dad was very much like Andy Griffith. He hardly ever talked, but when he did, the room would go silent and you listened because he had something important to say. He was a very 6'4.5", very, very handsome guy. So it's important when you're young to listen to your parents, because a lot of people just think of them as just, your guardian or your parent, when they are real people. They are real people, and you need to get to know them as somebody other than your parent. That's how, when you really get to know what they're made of. My father only had a 7th grade education. He watched so many Westerns when I was growing up. We would go to the drive-in at Super 29 and West Docks Road. That's how he got his education, by watching war movies, John Wayne movies, Clint Eastwood movies. That's how he got his education. Now, when he went into the Army, of course, because of his education, they made him a cook. But my God, he was one hell of a cook. But I do have so many regrets, because I could have done more for my parents. I did a lot. I probably did more than my siblings sometimes. But I mean, I would work on their yard. For Mother's Day, I would clean my mother's whole house. Now, when I mean whole house, I mean whole house. I would get on the roof, clean out the gutters, and clean the skylights. I mean, I was fearless. More children or grown children need to do this for their parents, because most of the time, more than not, they're not going to ask for your help. It's a delightful surprise when you just do it without asking. I saw a TikTok video of this grown woman cleaning her mother's house. And you're saying, well, why can't the mother clean the house? Well, because she's got 2 jobs, Like my 2 tenants, they think, well, if I just clean the house, why do I have to pay rent? I said, making them pay rent. And I said, if you have your own house, you would have to clean it too. Why should that be a separation? Why should that be a factor that they think just cleaning the kitchen is cleaning the house? No, honey. Cleaning the house is the windows, the floors, the drapes, everything. So I had to try to tell one of the people living with me, I go, you would have to clean your own house no matter where you lived. What's that got to do with rent? It's 2 separate issues. So, yeah, I don't know if they understood. I hope they did. But they were still trying to press the issue. Well, we clean your house. I said, we have to clean your own goddamn house, no matter where you live. So, excuse me, because of the storm last night, I'm very congested. So, yeah, do something now for your parents. That way you'll have less guilt when they do pass. I have just so much guilt. I even used to help my dad on tile jobs, but then when my children got big enough, especially my son, he would go on tile jobs. And my father helped build most of the schools in the 60s in Northern Virginia. I remember going in there as a preteen and grouting walls in the schools and shining the towel. And back then, you put in, there was no such thing as thin set. You mix that stuff in a mortar pan. My father always had a mortar pan, but boy, this mortar pan looked beat up as hell. Half the time, he didn't even have a truck. He would use a station wagon or a Jeep, whatever he could drive. He was supporting 5 children plus, his wife and him. So yeah, now's the time to do it before they're passed, because parents are not going to ask for help. So you have the gumption to get up and do it without being asked. And I miss them so very much. Yeah. Another thing is, take a walk with your parents or sit on the front porch with them and talk to them as if they are just regular people, not your parents. I interviewed both of my parents on video. I need to find those videos because that was done on a VHS tape or those little small tapes, but now everything is digital. So yeah, I need to find those. So I will say goodbye. Good luck. Bye.